Welcome to the Stanley Spencer Gallery, where we have just opened our new exhibition, Delight in Nature, Stanley Spencer's World. It is a celebration of the natural world, the flora, the fauna, the fields, the gardens of Cookham, which Stanley really loved, and beyond. The title of this exhibition is taken from the words of a critic written in 1936, who described Stanley's delight in nature, the fact he loved to paint leaf by leaf, blade by blade. And we can see this here with our beautiful blue-coloured walls, like the colour of sky in summer. There is an idea that Stanley thought that some of his still life paintings, his view paintings, were pot boilers, things that were painted to keep him going in financially difficult times. But actually, we set out here that that is not the case. These paintings were painted out of sheer joy on the artist. If you look at his letters and writings, there's a lot he writes about how much he loves painting the natural world. Stanley was famously preoccupied with things that had been discarded or things that were conventionally thought to be ugly. And here we have this beautiful painting from the Royal Academy called The Dustbin. And here we've got a lady chucking her old daffodils into a compost bin. But for Stanley, this has become something spiritual, something loaded with meaning, something mysterious. It's a form of inverse transubstantiation, if you like, something where the lowly, the discarded, has been given spiritual resonance. The sacred and profane are often intermingled in Spencer's work. And this painting of magnolias, this stunning vision, really for me represents that fusion of these two strands. It was painted at a time when he was holed up in London in exile, having been left by his two wives. He was truly alone. And for me, this vision of magnolias bursting into life represents the coming of promise and redemption. For Stanley, this over-the-wall feeling was about spiritual happenings and also about childlike wonder. In this painting, Neighbours, Stanley has shown his sister receiving flowers from his cousin, and they're looking over the garden hedge here. He described his cousin's garden as rather swell. They were much better off than the Spencers. But for him, really, it was about a different space, evoking different feelings. Spencer often used this compartmentalization of space that he often used in the landscape work through hedges and walls, and he used this device in his narrative figurative work to help with the narrative. When Stanley Spencer returned from the war, he came back to Cookham and again found his emotional and spiritual equilibrium. He relished the landscape and the world around him, and no painting better encapsulates this than Cookham Rise Cottages. For me, it really sums up the title of this exhibition, Delight in Nature. And he relished every detail in this suburban landscape, something that most artists wouldn't look twice at, but he has really taken to task with every detail, every flower, every pebble, every stone, and every leaf.